Our hike today is probably our most ambitious hike so far this summer. And it's about a 20-mile round trip hike, a little bit less than 4,000 feet of elevation gain. We're going up Strawberry Creek, up to McDougal Pass, and then on over to Cabin Creek Peak. The reason we've been wanting to do this trip for a long time is that it's on our bucket list of old fire lookout locations. And in the late 30s and early 40s, during the Depression, the Civilian Conservation Corps went into many of the mountains in this area, and they built these remote lookouts. And they're slowly succumbing to the climate and conditions. They're collapsing, and they won't be around much longer. Strawberry Creek is really one of the hidden gems here in the Salt River Range. It literally pops out of the ground about a half-mile up the trail from here and has pretty good stream flow. The water tastes wonderful. Well, we're 4 miles into the hike at this point. It's been really beautiful. Temperatures have been ideal. 47 degrees this morning starting out. Flies and mosquitoes aren't very active, and it makes this uphill grind a little easier. And up ahead is McDougal Pass. The trail's been really good. Forest Service has done a good job of cutting through a lot of the down trees. So this is the top of McDougal Pass. We've just come out of the Strawberry Creek drainage. And now we got to drop down for a ways into this Bear Creek drainage. After McDougal Pass, we sidestep around this hillside, stay below the cliff face, and we've got to ascend to this next saddle here, and then from there I'm pretty sure we'll have to take the ascent up to Cabin Creek Peak. This is our infamous trail fruitcake. Just crossed over the 10-mile mark on this hike today. We're climbing up the spine of Cabin Creek Peak. Oh my goodness, I think we spotted it. That was one heck of a long climb. Look at that baby.
Yay!
Success!
We did it!
One heck of a view.
You don't get a lot of view back that away. It's pretty.
These series of lookouts were built in the late 30s and early 40s during the Depression by the Civilian Conservation Corps. And these are remote, very remote outposts. On this structure where the door was, they've obviously nailed some plywood in an attempt years ago to keep people out. Unfortunately, the windows have blown out by storms or busted out. Some have been removed. On some of the fire lookouts we've been to, you can actually go inside them. Some are in better condition than others. It's kind of sad. The first tower that we actually visited was on Wyoming Peak, and we visited that 8 or 9 years ago. It was still standing. Wonderful location. Maybe I'll show you a couple images here of it. But in our subsequent trip back to it, it has collapsed. And it's sad. Sad to see these old structures that were part of history go, but that's the nature of the beast, I guess. Serve their purpose, just being reclaimed back to nature. The roof is in pretty bad shape. There's still the original lightning arrestor on top. Lots of nails, some grounding wires. These These rangers were pretty exposed, as you can tell. A big thunderstorm moving through here would be enough to frighten just about anybody. The trees that you see around here have obviously grown up. They would have been cut down, at least the ones looking off towards the west, so that they would have a good view this direction. So if this was last manned in the 70s, it's what, 50 years worth of growth. Still a bench and some blocks. They obviously had a wood stove. The advent of aerial surveillance have pretty much eliminated the need for people to be stationed at these remote lookouts. These mountaintops in the Salt River Range, I don't know, the butterflies just seem to accumulate around them. It's just amazing to sit here and just watch all the butterflies fly around.
There's a group here of about 6 or 8 of them.
Keep chasing each other around. I think they've got something else on their mind other than the view. Well, we just finished mile 19 on our hike today, and we're about 11 hours into this hike, including our stops up on top of Cabin Creek Tower. This makes our 16th tower in the area, and this is one we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just a tough one to do. It's tough to do on a day hike. But we both feel pretty good. I'm exhausted, of course, but we're feeling good. I hope you enjoyed our little journey today. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to maybe seeing you sometime on one of these wonderful trails.